Welcome back to MMA Al Dente. I'm here to talk about Seqdriques Dumas, SD Dumas, versus Cody Brundage. SD Dumas is 7-1 as a pro, 27 years old, and he's got 2 inches of height and 7 inches of reach over 29-year-old Cody Brundage, who has a record of 8-4. Dumas, he's a very violent guy. 7 wins, he's got 6 finishes, 2 of them by submission, and check out his guillotine on the Contender Series. It's also a violent finish. And the knockouts, and he's also got 1 decision. But he's got some violent knockouts as well. He's got really good power, hard kicks, good slams. He can do it all, when he's winning. But when he lost his 1 loss, he showed some big hauls. That was in his last fight against Josh Fremd. Josh Fremd just had too much for him. And Josh Fremd is probably considered one of the lower-end UFC welterweights or middleweights. Yeah, middleweight. And Josh Fremd just had too much for him. Made him look uncomfortable on the feet and on the ground especially. Sucked the life out of him and choked him out with a guillotine in round 2. And Josh Fremd, even though he's a much different fighter and build than Cody Brundage, they have similar strengths and weaknesses. I think Cody Brundage is going to want to fight that exact fight and rips SD Dumas to the ground and try to exploit his ground game, which might take some, wearing down. But much like Josh Fremd, I think Cody Brundage has a weak chin. He does have a weaker chin. He's got 2 knockout losses, and 1 is an amateur to this guy, Dalton Rosta. But 2 knockout losses as a pro. William Knight, who just, stuffed, was a tough guy to take down. The guy's fucking a bowling ball. And he stuffed Cody Brundage's shot and got him out of there with a TKO. Just really hurt him. And then Michal Oleksiejczuk TKO'd him last year. Reverse position and kind of just overwhelmed Cody. Where Cody, I think, was a little discouraged, to be honest. But certainly overwhelmed by the danger of Oleksiejczuk. His 1 other loss in which he was finished was the Rodolfo Vieira by submission. In which he probably regrets engaging in a submission battle. But still... Rodolfo Vieira is as good as it gets, and no shame in getting tapped by that guy. And the 1 decision loss was the Nick Maximov, in a fight in which Cody Brundage was out-wrestled. The wrestler, it was a battle of wrestling, and Nick Maximov proved to be the better wrestler, just constantly out-wrestling him. I don't envision that going down here against Dumas. Cody Brundage, I do think, could absolutely duplicate that precise performance from Josh Fremd. If he minds his P's and Q's on the feet and looks to counter the more sloppy, wild guy, I do think Cody can keep himself safe and also create some nice openings for easier entries. And then take this fight to the ground. And once on top, as long as he doesn't get too overzealous, I do think he can finish SD Dumas, just based on what we saw last time out. And that is my prediction. I've got Cody Brundage winning. I think it'll be a round 2 submission. How's that for you? Maybe an arm triangle instead of a guillotine. But I have doubts about that pick because Cody, again, is taking this fight on very, very short notice. And he's also a guy whose cardio, I think, is subpar at the UFC level. Just, I think, the same for Dumas. But I do have doubts about Cody's cardio. And I also have doubts about his chin. Again, he's been finished a few times. I think a violent guy like Dumas, if he has 1 opportunity, I think he can put Cody Brundage away. And when I say that, I have it in my head it would be early in round 1, like the way William Knight did it, or Michal Oleksiejczuk. But if Cody's not able to consistently out-wrestle him, and knowing Cody took this fight on very short notice, it could even happen down the stretch, But I'm going to wait to see what the prop bets say, because in general, I think this fight ends in a finish one way or the other. I'm really sure about that. Just the the over-under is set for 1.5 rounds. So, all right, I played the under at -130, but I wouldn't recommend it for anybody else. But I'm looking to play Dumas by knockout and Cody Brundage by submission mainly. I want to see those prop bets. Not touching Cody Brundage's money line at -210. There's too many X factors. Like, share, subscribe, all that horse shit, and check out my other videos.